Hello everyone, welcome to Beaver's Canadian Journey. Thank you so much for watching. Today, some exciting news. Everyone's favorite province, or should I say majority of people's favorite province, has just launched a brand new pilot pathway, pilot program, however you want to call it. Really exciting, and it's just going to be for 2025. They just launched it January. So we are going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the criteria as always. And if you meet the criteria, please, by all means, go ahead and apply. So let's get started. So, which province is everyone's favorite province? It's no other than the province of Ontario. Before I get into it, if you are yet to subscribe, don't forget to subscribe. It's really easy to do. Just hit the subscribe button. Someone sent me a message saying they were trying to subscribe, but they couldn't see the button. So I'm going to say hit the subscribe button. It could be on the left or the right, but just look for the subscribe button, and don't forget to press the bell icon. So yes, the province of Ontario has launched a brand new pilot program that started a couple of weeks ago, started in January 2025, and it's going to be for a year till the end of December 2025, or till they fill up their quota. This is a pilot program. What this means is that they just want to try and see how it is, and if it's successful, then they would roll it out. Majority of pilot programs in Canada start like that, 1 year, 2 years, and then they measure it. If they like it, they move ahead with it. So this pilot is a mouthful. It is called the Ontario Regional Economic Through Immigration Pilot Program or Pathway. Short for it is REDI, so red eye or ready, red eye, ready, potato. But anyway, and as the name implies, regional is for cities outside of Ontario. So let me just put it out there right now. If you're one of the hundreds of thousands of people that like living in big cities, when you hear Ontario, you just think Ottawa or Toronto. This is not for you. This is a regional program. It means it's going to be outside of Ontario. Way outside of Ontario. It's going to be in the rural areas. So you might not be seeing skyscrapers like you will see in Ottawa or in Toronto or other big cities. Okay, so please have that at the back of your mind. The reason Ontario is doing this is because the smaller cities are not benefiting from immigration. Because everybody comes to Ontario and stays in the big cities. That's the truth. Okay, now this stream is targeted at 4 cities in Ontario. Okay, all of the information you need is going to be in the description of the video. But 4 cities in Ontario: Thunder Bay, Leeds and Grenville, and 2 other cities that will be in the description of the video. Okay, now this pilot program is an employer-based pathway. What this means is that you need to secure a job from an employer in one of these 4 cities. Not an employer in Toronto or Newmarket or Sudbury, but in these 4 cities. Okay, now the good thing about it is that employers in these cities are actually looking. That is why this stream is targeted towards these 4 cities. And they're looking for skilled workers in health. So they're looking for healthcare workers, nurses, CCAs, nurse assistants. So whether you're an LPM, licensed nurse, or RPM, a registered, they're looking. Okay, continuing care assistants, home care workers, health care workers are in high demand everywhere in Canada, and for this stream as well. They're also looking for skilled trade workers, especially in construction and manufacturing. Very huge demand for skilled trade workers in construction and manufacturing. They're looking for workers in the STEM industry. So if you have an engineering background, you have the work experience there in IT. There's a huge demand right now all over the world. Let's not even get started. In America, in Canada, IT STEM is the way forward. Okay, so if you have the background in that, you have the work experience, then you might want to consider this Red Eye Ready stream. Now the criteria. I'm going to say this again. Most Canadian immigration streams or pathways have the same criteria. You're going to need to take the language exams. People keep asking. It is mandatory. Either the French or the English. It is mandatory. Better if you're bilingual. But for this, either French language or English, okay? You cannot cut across. You know, somebody called me and said, but, you know, I studied in the UK. I'm like, it doesn't matter. It's mandatory. Another criteria is work experience. So you must have a minimum of 1 year work experience. Very, very important. You must have the educational qualification to back the work experience. So if you're a nurse, for instance, you need the certification or the degree that nurses are required to have. And then you need to get the certification evaluated. Again, people ask me, Biba, what's the point of this evaluation? The point is Canada wants to make sure that the degree or certificate you got from your home country is equivalent to a Canadian degree. This is very important. I've heard of loads of incidences where people get their degree or qualification from their home country, they evaluate it and it's not equivalent to a Canadian one. So please, this is really, really important. Even if you schooled in Europe or the UK, you have to get your credentials evaluated. And as I mentioned earlier, this is an employer-based stream. However, the good thing about this is that you're not applying blindly, you're not going in blind. Employers in these provinces, in these cities, are actually looking for skilled workers abroad because nobody wants to go live in those places. They're small rural areas. But the number one criteria is that you must want to live in these places. Listen, the idea is not that you come, you get this program, you're successful, you apply, you're successful, and then after 6 months you say, oh no, this is not for me, I want to move to Ontario, I want to move to Sudbury. That's not the whole point. The whole point is for you to stay in that small regional city and help develop that city and build your life there. So if you don't like the small cities, then please, this is not for you. Okay, and this program is going to run till the end of 2025. So really, you have time. We're still in January. Okay, you have time. And this is a good time. This stream is, as I was preparing for this video this week, I was quite excited because if you've been watching the news, Canada is closing its doors, is reducing the number of, is reducing its streams. It's closing some of its streams. But then this stream came out, and Ontario is very serious about this stream because they're like, we need people in these rural areas. Okay, so if you have any questions, you can send me a question. You can put a question in the comment section and I'll respond when I can. More information will be in the description of the video. If you want a one-on-one chat, you're new to all things immigrating to Canada, or you have a question specific to you, you can follow me on Instagram at Biba's Canadian Journey and Facebook and send me a message and I'll respond as soon as I can. Until next time, keep watching Biba's Canadian Journey. Thank you.